The first man replied, "Yes, I was that beggar, but today I am a successful flower businessman, and I am traveling to another city for business." Then he continued, "In our first meeting, you taught me the fundamental rule of nature, that unless we give something, we don't receive anything in return. I applied this rule and saw it working myself, but I still thought of myself as just a beggar. When we met for the second time, you told me that I was actually a businessman. That's when I realized why people were giving me more alms. They were not giving me charity, they were paying for my flowers. They were buying my flowers because they were beautiful and affordable. In their eyes, I was a small businessman, but I still considered myself a beggar. Your words changed my mindset, and I started expanding my business. Today, I am a successful businessman." Both businessmen smiled and got off the train, discussing their businesses as they walked ahead. Moral of the story. This story teaches us that success is hidden within our mindset. If we always think of ourselves as small, we will remain small. To grow big, we must change the way we think about ourselves. The secret to success lies in believing in yourself. Respect yourself, expand your thinking, and see how you rise to great heights. For 2 days, he kept thinking about this question but couldn't find an answer. On the third day, as he was sitting near the station, his eyes fell on some flowers blooming on the nearby plants. He thought, "Why don't I give flowers to people in exchange for alms?" This idea pleased him, and he picked some flowers. Now, whenever someone gave him alms, he would give them a flower in return. People happily accepted the flowers. Within a few days, he noticed that more people started giving him alms. He would collect all the flowers from around the station, and as long as he had flowers, he would continue receiving alms. But once the flowers ran out, so did the alms. One day, while begging, he once again saw the same tall man sitting in the train. He immediately approached him and said, "Today, I have something to offer you. If you give me alms, I will give you flowers in return." The man happily gave him some money, and the beggar handed him flowers in exchange. The tall man smiled and said, "Wow, today, you have become a businessman just like me." Saying this, he got off the train. Once again, his words deeply resonated with the beggar. He kept thinking about them and felt a surge of happiness. His eyes sparkled with excitement. Looking up at the sky, he passionately declared, "I am not a beggar, I am a businessman. I can become rich too." From the next day onward, the beggar was never seen at that railway station again. But 6 months later, at the same station, 2 men in suits were traveling. They saw each other, and one of them extended his hand for a handshake. "Do you recognize me?" the first man asked. The second man replied, "No, I think we are meeting for the first time." The first man smiled and said, "No, this is actually the third time we are meeting." Surprised, the second man asked, "I don't remember. When did we meet the first 2 times?" The first man laughed and said, "We met twice before on this very train. I am the same beggar whom you once told what to do in life, and in our second meeting, you told me who I really was." The second man was shocked and said, "Oh, now I remember. You were the beggar whom I once refused to give alms, and the second time, I bought flowers from you. But today, you are dressed in a suit. Where are you going? And what do you do now?" A beggar lived at a city's railway station. He survived by begging from the passengers traveling in trains. One day, while begging, he saw a tall man dressed in a suit. He thought, "This man looks very rich. If I ask him for alms, he will surely give me a good amount." He approached the tall man and started begging. Seeing the beggar, the man said, "You are always asking, but do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am just a beggar. I always ask from others. I don't have anything to give to anyone." The tall man said, "If you cannot give anything to anyone, then you have no right to ask either. I am a businessman, and I believe in transactions. If you have something to offer me, only then can I give you something in return." Saying this, the man boarded the train and left. The beggar kept thinking about his words. He realized that maybe he didn't receive much in alms because he never gave anything in return. But he wondered, I am just a beggar. What can I possibly give to others?